And it's time for
The Horror Guys.
Yay!
Kevin's back.
There's two of us this week.
There is.
Once again.
I was away in the white van.
In the white van with candy and children?
Well, I found out that if you offer candy or if you offer puppies, a lot of people will, say no to one or the other. But if you say, I've got candy and puppies in the van, you can snag almost anybody.
I think he liked that movie last week, The Man in the White Van. So if you want Kevin to do an all-Kevin podcast, send us an email and request it.
No.
You got the All-Brian podcast last week.
No.
But this week, we got more movies.
We do.
What do we got?
We got some good stuff this week. We got that brand new Weapons movie that I've been mighty curious about. Finally got to see it. And another new one called Coyotes. And yet another new one called The Drowned. And yet another new one called In Vitro.
It must be getting close to Halloween. All these new movies.
New movies are pumping out, yep. And a little bit of a flashback to 1984, The Return of Godzilla.
Not so new.
So we thought he was gone forever? Nope.
Never see him again.
He came back.
Yeah.
And we got a trilogy of short films.
Short films?
Short films are back.
We do that
Back on the menu.
And of course, if you want to read all about our reviews, issue 48 of Horror Monthly is available at, where would it be?
HorrorGuys.com.
Okay, I was going to say horrormonthly.com, but both work.
HorrorWeekly.com, yes. They both work.
Horror Monthly, Horror Weekly, Horror Guys, because Horror Daily was taken by somebody else, but whatever your time frame, we've got horror for you.
We've got it all.
Yeah, but go over to horrormonthly.com, and there's links to everything else from there. Meanwhile, Weapons 2025.
Weapons.
Written and directed by Zach Cregger. Stars Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and Alden Ehrenreich. 2 hours and 8 minutes. It is the longest thing we saw this week. And there's a trailer in the show notes if you have not heard of this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not heard of this one, you are not on any of the horror... You are not in the horror sphere.
Yeah, because they publicized this one a lot. Yeah. And the trailer is safe, but avoid everything else if you can.
I don't think I ever actually watched the trailer on this one.
Oh, I did. Yeah, the trailer doesn't spoil, I don't think.
All right. Well, speaking of not spoiling, tell us the spoiler-free part.
Well, we start right out setting the mystery. How a classroom full of kids all ran out of their houses at 2:17 in the morning one night and disappeared, except for one kid. And then the movie is spent going over the aftermath from different points of view of the people involved. And we get to solve the mystery together. It's kind of long, but we were never bored. And I was a little impatient the first half hour or so.
Get to the point already.
Yeah, it started. But once it did, it was fine. Yeah. Overall, we both liked it a lot and would recommend it.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah.
I've seen people say it's the best thing of the year so far, and I don't know if I haven't really done any rankings yet, but maybe top 10s, but I don't think it's the best thing I've seen.
Not best thing, but it's mighty good.
All right, well, again, we don't spoil new stuff, but it starts out that we're told that this is a true story, but there was a cover-up to hide the truth. You know how small towns are.
Mm-hmm.
We open on a third grade, and a new teacher, Justine. Except, not one of her kids has come to school. What?
Not one of her kids has come to school today.
Oh yeah, all the other classes are perfectly normal, but her class is empty.
Well, what's up with that? Oh, but wait.
One kid did show up.
Boy sitting there in the back.
Huh. Every other kid woke up the previous night at 2:17 a.m., walked outside, and vanished as they ran into the night. They never came back. And we watch a flashback as the kids go running outside at night. Credits roll.
Yeah, doorbell cameras and things like that. Little security cameras here and there caught them.
Nobody saw them, but the security cameras see what happened.
But not enough, because they ran out of range and kept going, vanished. We don't know.
Yeah, if you put your arms out like Naruto, that foils radar and cameras and vision and stuff.
Apparently
Nobody knows.
Yeah. Well, it was a residential area. But then they get off the streets and where'd they go? We don't know.
Okay.
And it's been a month.
Yeah, so the rest of the story is broken down by various characters' different viewpoints, and we start off with Justine, that teacher. And we see that the police interrogate Alex and Justine. They both know nothing. Eventually, they had to reopen the school after a month. So this is a month after all the action.
Yeah.
First, they have a big meeting to deal with grief counseling over the 17 missing children. All the parents there want to hear from Justine, who seems to be at the center of all this. What did she do?
They're looking for somebody to blame, but it seems like she's blameless.
The crowd gets nasty, and the meeting is soon over. They blame her. And we see from her point of view that she had nothing to do with it. She doesn't know what happened. But everybody else thinks she's behind it all.
Interesting.
On the way home, Justine starts getting death threats on her phone. She finds her car painted with witch on the side in the morning. The school principal, Mr. Marcus, tells her that she can't work there anymore. She wants to talk to Alex, the other survivor, but she's not allowed. Well, Justine meets policeman Paul at a bar later. She tells him all her problems. He says that she's always been a little paranoid, and now she's drinking too much. Is she crazy, or is he right? He's reluctant to drink also, but we flash forward to the next morning with him waking up hungover in Justine's bed. Oops. He fell off the wagon.
That escalated quickly at some point.
He fell onto Justine.
Yeah.
She drives him to his car, which is still there at the bar. Justine then goes to see Alex anyway, which she's been forbidden to do. There are newspapers all over the windows at his house. She peeks in and sees something weird. She's later attacked by Donna, Paul's wife, who is justifiably angry. At home that night, she starts seeing weird things. All right. Well, we'll just stop there.
We probably should.
Because that's really the most boring part of the movie, I thought. Like you thought also. It's set up. We're seeing the situation. Not much that interesting happens here, but it starts getting weirder and weirder and weirder as it goes on.
And it goes back, Archer, one of the dads of one of the kids, and Paul, the cop, James, who we didn't mention, and Marcus,
School principal.
the school principal, and Alex, the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, all their points of view. And I thought it was really interesting, too, because sometimes it'll be like the exact same scene, and the dialogue is slightly different because it's these people remembering it, and people do remember things slightly differently sometimes.
It's all from their point of
I thought
view.
that was very well done. Yeah.
Well, the story being broken up into different viewpoints makes it a little more interesting as it unfolds. Pretty straightforward, basically, if we'd seen it a normal way. I was expecting it was going to be aliens or something, not what we ended up with. That said, it was interesting, never slows down, and had a big enough budget that it showed. The gore effects were nice, but there weren't so many that it became a distraction. It was very good, as you wonder what happened.
Yeah.
Then later on, it becomes clear what did happen, and what are they going to do about it?
We do find out.
Yeah.
All is wrapped up, more or less.
And I already hear they're considering a prequel.
Okay.
For,
All right. I could see that. No,
the bad person.
The one character. Yeah. I heard that. I could see that working.
2025 Coyotes, directed by Colin Minihan, written by Ted Daggerhart. Now there's a name for a horror writer.
It sure is.
Daniel Mearsand and Nick Simon. Stars Mila Harris, Brittany Allen, and oh my goodness, is Justin Long. Is he going to survive?
Justin Long in another horror movie. He does a lot of horror movies
He
now.
does. Hour and 32 minutes. Trailer in the show notes.
Spoiler free, you should give him a little taste.
We watched him in like 2 horror movies in a row this week. What was the other one?
I've forgotten already.
I don't think it's one of the ones we're looking at this time.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But he was in a Christmas horror not too long ago, and he keeps popping up in horror movies.
One of the ones we'll be looking at in a week or two. He's also in that one too. But spoiler free this time around. It starts out with something that shouldn't be a major event, but keeps on building with one thing after another, part disaster and part comedy of errors. There's a lot of dark humor, along with horror and a body count. It's an animals attack kind of movie, pumped up with adrenaline and modern effects. We both thought it was really entertaining. Remember all those movies from the 70s where like packs of dogs would attack towns and stuff like that?
I remember those.
This is like that, only a bit more realistic.
Dialed
and a
up.
lot more graphic.
Yeah. Modern special effects.
And I'm going to go, like I said, Weapons was really good. Of the rest of them, This is my favorite of the week.
Oh, see, I'm going to go with my favorite of the week we haven't discussed yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. And what happens?
Well, there's a pretty girl in a party dress walking along with her little dog late one night. And she takes selfie after selfie. And actually,
Boy, does she have a lot of selfies.
Oh, that's funny, too, because we see her phone, and it's just, it is literally full of selfies. Well, while her dog is taking business, she takes the opportunity, taking care of business, she takes the opportunity to take some more selfies. Well, a coyote eats the dog, and then she gets hit by a car.
Well, oops.
Yeah, that doesn't quite kill her, but the coyotes come back to finish the job.
That kills her.
And credits roll. Yeah. Well, we hear newspaper reports about how wildfires are pushing coyotes deeper into the Los Angeles city limits. Uh-huh. Well, there's a new pest control guy who arrives outside a huge Hollywood house. Scott, the owner, says the house is brand new, but there are rats in the walls. The exterminator, Devin, he's more than a little high-strung. Scott decides halfway through that maybe rats aren't so bad. But Devin convinces him, we got to have this treatment. Chloe and Liv, the rest of the family, arrive in the middle of the consultation. Chloe is a teenager, and she's hit the annoying stage. Well, the doorbell rings, and it's Julie, who's a prostitute, and she realizes she has shown up at the wrong house. She meant to go next door, where Tripp lives. Liv sees that Scott is a workaholic, and she does not approve. That night, Charlie the dog barks at the doggy door. There's something out there. She calls Scott, who goes outside in the windstorm to check on the sound, and he sees a really mean-looking coyote, just as the motion sensor light decides to go on and off.
Those stupid things are always doing that.
Yeah. Well, he goes back inside, and the power goes off for real. A tree has fallen on their power line. And their car.
Can't escape.
Nope. Well, the next morning they assess the damage, and it's all Scott's fault for not trimming the tree. Liv goes next door to Tripp, who has a generator and a gun. He's kind of crazy. He's a prepper, survivalist, also strung out on drugs and booze. Great combination, yeah. Well, Tripp's cat may or may not have been eaten by a coyote.
Spoiler, we never see the cat intact.
Yeah. Scott and his friend Tony work on cutting up the fallen tree, and they're both totally incompetent at it. Well, on the way home, Tony meets the coyotes. We should leave it there.
Yeah.
There's other coyote action, and
lots of it.
Things just keep getting worse and worse as, as disasters and things happen.
Yeah.
With coyotes attacking.
Yeah, it's very good. It's a fairly standard Animals Gone Wild story, like from the 70s, but this has a bunch of modern humor thrown in. It's also got Justin Long, who seems to have been in half the horror films of the past decade. He generally doesn't survive, and I'm not going to spoil it on this one.
Don't spoil it.
There's not much, actually, what you call new here, but it takes elements we've seen before and jumbles them up nicely. The acting, the sets, and the creature effects are all quite good. Most importantly, it never slowed down or got boring. That is my worst sin for movies, is if they get slow. So if I start playing with my phone in the middle.
Mm-hmm. That's a bad sign.
Didn't happen this time.
I laughed out loud more than once on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this one quite a lot.
Yeah, so did I. It's kind of a silly film, but I thought it was very entertaining. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's not to be taken. I wouldn't call it a comedy exactly, but it definitely does not take itself very seriously.
Yeah, definitely not. Heavy on the humor.
Yeah. One that's got no humor whatsoever.
No, not really.
The Drowned from 2025. Written and directed by Samuel Clemens. Mark Twain does movies?
Oh, yeah. Who knew? Yeah.
Samuel Clemens, yes. Stars Alan Carlton, Michelangelo Fortuzzi, and Corinne Wicks. Hour and 24 minutes. And there's a trailer in the show notes. Spoiler free. When three guys rendezvous at a secluded beach house after a heist, they're missing their fourth partner. Suspicions abound, and the three have a history that we gradually get to learn. Then things get more complicated. The soundtrack was especially effective here, and they had a great setting to use as well. We both thought it was made, but I thought it was maybe a little on the dull side, and Kevin thought it was not dull at all.
No, I didn't. I thought it was pretty fascinating.
Well,
I could see where it was going.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I mean, the part way through, I was thinking...
I wasn't completely sure, but there was a certain thing that seemed likely, and it turned out to be it. But
part way through, it was maybe about the halfway point.
Yeah.
Maybe before
Which is
that.
just about the point
before
I thought
that
it started
point.
getting slow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But go ahead, what happens?
Well, we see a man riding a ferry as the credits roll. He drives on the isolated country roads and stares at a red bag on the seat next to him. He eventually comes to a car, switches license plates. Eric's very prepared for all this.
And we find out later that the other car is Denise, one of the partners.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he switching the license plates, though? I don't know what that's all about. I thought he was going to take the other car at this point, but that's not what it was there for.
To cover up for when the car is found, it'll help slow down the authorities.
He's changing everybody's license plates, you're saying?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not really important, but it was just something I wasn't sure about.
Criminal stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he walks quite a distance to a house on the shore. He goes through the house room to room with his gun drawn and then goes outside to call for Denise. He finds a map tube with the painting inside, next to a bloody patch and a bracelet on the beach.
Yeah, these three have stolen some famous, extremely expensive painting, and that's
it's
in that tube.
Rolled up in a tube, yeah. Worth millions, it turns out. Well, Matt arrives, also looking for Denise, and Eric doesn't think she's coming. Matt, who is Denise's son, says her car is gone, but Eric knows he parked right next to her.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah. Eric assumes she's dead, but he doesn't let on to Matt, his lover.
Oh, it's all kinds of little triangle-y things going on here.
Eric and Matt are having a relationship. But who else is having a relationship? Well, it gets complicated, yeah. When they get back to the house, Paul is there, the third guy. The painting, they say, is worth $40 million, and they all wonder why Denise isn't there for her share. Where did she go? What happened? She get arrested? We don't know. All this speculation. Well, all three men get a weird flash trance, and they start behaving strangely, like they've been hypnotized for a minute. They all zombie walk out to the beach, and then they wake up, not sure what just happened. They're all tired and a little paranoid, so they blame that. Well,
all right, maybe that's a good place to stop. There's there's more to it than just a heist.
More weirdness keeps happening, and it keeps getting weirder. Yeah.
Well, the soundtrack immediately stood out. I mean, right in the very first scene, the music's there.
Mm-hmm.
Stands out and gives everything a very mysterious feel. The mystery in the beginning was very intriguing and interesting. But eventually these three girls show up. Their boat sinks or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought at that point where they all sat around talking, that scene just seemed to take forever.
No, I thought it was fine.
What were they playing? Truth or Dare or 20 Questions? I don't remember.
It was
Two Truths and a Lie.
Two Truths and a Lie.
Yeah, it was totally unnecessary and slow.
But we got to get to know the creatures. The creatures got to get to know the people more.
Well, the girls were weird enough that we assumed that they were creatures.
Yeah.
But then something bad happens to one of them, and that theory changed.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the unexpected happens.
We more or less do get an explanation at the end of the film. I think more of a hint early on might have made the story a little easier to follow as it went along. I mean, I saw it coming, you saw it coming, but it
wasn't obvious enough?
It was, but I don't know. I don't know. I was a little unsatisfied with it.
Well, it
was well made, though, and looked and sounded great. Just, I thought, again, like I said, a little on the dull side.
Well, and it kind of felt like, okay, here's what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. I know how this is going to end. But then, watching it unfold.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I thought it was quite good.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Another one, In Vitro, 2025. I bet this is going to be your favorite of the week.
Kevin's favorite of the week.
Directed by Will Howarth and Tom McKeith. Written by Will Howarth, Talia Zucker, and Tom McKeith. Stars Talia Zucker, Ashley Zuckerman. A lot of Zuckers in this. And Stephanie Arezzi. Hour and 29 minutes. Trailer in the show notes.
Okay.
Spoiler free. What happens?
Well, this is heavy on the science fiction, tension, and thrills with some horror elements simmering under the pot. And I've got a word of warning. Don't look at IMDb before you see this, if you can help it, because there is a spoiler there that's right up front and center. But even before, when we started to figure things out, there are still some surprises. It kind of has multiple things happening. It's very well made. The acting is excellent, and the setting is perfect. We thought it was on the slow side, but never boring, and a strong thumbs up from both of us.
Yeah, I just said the previous one was dull. This one was also probably just about just as slow, but it wasn't boring.
No.
Yeah.
No, there is a difference.
It's a mystery that we're learning as we go along.
Uh-huh.
I think the other one was we knew where it was going right away, and this
Too
one we
soon.
didn't. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And there wasn't more to it than that. There was the one element, like...
Yeah, there was one thing in that
Yeah,
other movie.
and
This one's got...
other things
I
going
hesitate to say twists, but we learn different things.
on. Yeah.
We open in the countryside with a ranch and zoom into a large barn full of what appears to be scientific equipment inside. Layla and Jack wake up and make coffee with tablets.
That's
Ew.
that's how they do it in the future.
Yeah, that's
Actually-
how you know it's a horror
actually-
movie. Coffee from tablets.
Well, actually, you can do that now, and it's more of a European thing than here, but yeah, that's a thing now. You can get coffee tablets and
with Marmite.
coffee. Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, this is the Australia of the future.
Okay, Vegemite then.
Australian movie.
Blech. Well, anyway, getting away from their horror coffee. Suddenly, an alarm goes off in the barn, and she runs out to find Jack wrestling with a cow in a liquid-filled tank. The system crashed again. She came out of stasis too early. Dried off, and in the scanner, they see that the cow has some serious health issues, and Jack says it has to be put down. Later, Layla sends an email to her son Toby, who will be visiting for the holidays. The satellite's out, so the message doesn't go through. Probably go through later.
Mm-hmm.
When she mentions painting Toby's bedroom, Jack gives her a funny look. There's more to this than we know.
Gonna paint the room blue.
We
Getting ready
definitely
for
did
it.
get the feeling that she's missing something and he's not.
Uh-huh.
Well, a new cattle driver, Brady, arrives, and he watches a video about how the system can produce market-ready cloned cows in less than 2 weeks. So they can clone a cow and have a fully
Grow it in a
grown
tank.
meat cow in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. And if they can get this perfected, boy,
There's money in that.
that's going to be big money in that, yeah.
Animal replication is cheaper, faster, and more consistent than making cows the old-fashioned way. They mostly do have it perfected.
Mostly, except like the one that came out
Yeah.
early and it didn't come, wasn't complete or something. Yeah.
Well, another of the cows gets sick, and Jack has to take care of that one as well.
Which is another implication. They didn't really go into it, but that made it seem like, maybe this isn't
Not so
perfect
good,
yet. Yeah.
At dinner, they argue about going to see Toby. She finds that Toby's room used to be the exact same shade of blue that she's chosen now, and for some reason they painted over it.
Well, that's weird.
She chose blue, and look at that, it was already
It's
blue.
already that shade of blue underneath.
Well, Jack gets injured dealing with some animals and gets a concussion. Layla hears someone rummaging around out in the kitchen, but whoever it is gone by the time she goes in. She goes outside with a gun and gets attacked. And we'll stop there.
We should, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to see this one for yourself.
So, yeah. Well, the trailer had us expecting mutant cow-human hybrid monsters.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah, it sure looked like, boy, I can't think of any cow mutant monster movies. I'm sure this happened, though.
I bet it has out there somewhere.
It would have been cool that way, but what we got was a little more creative than that, a little more sci-fi than that.
Yeah.
We both came up with theories about what was going on at about the 20-minute point, and soon learned that we were both right about what was going on not long after that, but there was still a lot more to it than we guessed.
So if you do see that spoiler on IMDb,
There's more to it.
there's more to it than that.
It had some twists that we weren't expecting, and although it was a little slow-moving, it was not boring. The acting was good all around. There's really only 2 or 3 characters, and it all looked great. I liked it.
Yes, I'd call it excellent.
Yeah. Oh, I see you put the spoiler right there in your commentary.
Yeah. down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a couple years back, a few months ago, we watched what I think it was The Terror of Mechagodzilla from 1974.
And then they took a break.
And they said, we're never going to see him again. And they didn't. For 10 years, there was no Godzilla movies.
And then, in 1984, it was The Return of Godzilla.
Directed by Koji Hashimoto. Written by Fred Decker, Akira Murao, and Hideyoshi Nagahara. Stars Kaiju Kobayashi, Ken Tanaka, and Yasuko Sawaguchi. Hour and 43 minutes, so it's one of the longer ones.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer in the show notes, and spoiler-free what happens.
You thought he was gone forever, but spoiler, after 9 years away, Godzilla returns. Well, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
They left out the silliness this time, and the far-out aliens.
Wait, no Planet Black Hole 3 or whatever?
No, there's not. They take things pretty seriously in this one. It's still all practical effects with a guy in a rubber suit knocking over models, but everything looks much better than the 50s, 60s, 70s ones.
Much bigger budget.
Yep, clearly, yeah. There are some slow spaces, but if you're a Godzilla fan, this is a decent one to check out.
Yeah, it's a good reboot, I guess they call it.
I thought it was worthy, yes.
Yeah. Well, we open with men on a fishing boat dealing with the stormy seas. I guess I get to read this one because all the names, right?
Yes, you do.
They're having a rough time. As they approach a rocky island, they see some large creature breaking out of the rocks. Who could it be?
Who could it be?
Well, we cut to a man on a small sailboat listening to radio reports of all the missing ships from last night. He comes across a much larger boat that seems to be abandoned. Once aboard, he finds mummified bodies. He also encounters a strange, slug-like creature that attacks him. It turns out it's giant sea lice. Ew.
Ew.
It turns out there's only one survivor aboard the ship, and he talks about the giant fire-breathing monster that came from the island.
Wonder who that could be.
He's got suspicions.
Uh-huh.
Because in this world, Godzilla was already real. He attacked Tokyo, but he's been gone for a decade or so. So could he be back?
Could he be back?
Later at home, Goro Maki, the man from the sailboat, calls his story into the newspaper, but they don't believe him. Notice these Godzilla movies always have a reporter character, an old professor
Very
character,
often.
and a leading lady who's kind of clueless character,
Yeah.
and a friend character
There
who
are
does karate.
types. There are types in these, yes.
Okamura, the man from the fishing boat, tells the professor his story as well, but the professor seems to believe him. The professor shows him old photos of Godzilla, and he makes a positive ID. Come on, Godzilla attacked Tokyo 10 years ago, and he acts like he's never seen a picture of this creature before.
Wouldn't it be fairly common?
Now, they didn't have the internet, but come
But
on.
Still, yeah, everybody would have been taking pictures of it.
Godzilla must have been disturbed by the recent volcanic activity in the nearby islands. Maki complains that the editor won't print his story because the government has forbidden them from telling the public about Godzilla. Maki then goes to the Science Institute and talks to Professor Hayashida. The professor lost his parents in Godzilla's attack 30 years... Okay, it's been 30 years for them.
Oh, okay.
But he meets Okamura's sister, Naoko, there.
Hi there.
Yeah, there, yes. Meanwhile, the Soviet submarine detects something large approaching. They think it could be a new kind of American sub, and they fire torpedoes at it.
It was not an American sub.
Something then tears the submarine in half. Soon after, the Soviets prepare to declare nuclear war. To prepare the war, the Japanese Prime Minister makes the Godzilla sightings public. It wasn't the Americans.
And now everybody knows.
Maki goes to see Naoko, who blames him for publishing the story. The politicians and military talk about their ability to fight Godzilla. They could use the Super X, a secret weapon built to defend the capital. Godzilla is sure to come because Japan has his favorite food, nuclear energy.
Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, so he's coming. We know he's coming. He's going to hit Tokyo and he's going to stomp, isn't he?
He's going to rampage.
Well, there's none of the previous childishnesses, or there are no children characters in this one. There's no silly aliens.
No.
There's not even a comic relief character.
It's pretty serious.
The mood here is about our characters ominously waiting for Godzilla to do something. It's very slow and suspenseful as everyone discusses and worries about what to do, and it's all taken very seriously. The special effects, soundtrack, and even the miniatures are much improved over the older films.
Yeah, the effects are more realistic, the models and the explosions.
It's still the same stuff, it's just better film or something. I don't know.
More realistic looking.
It's still from the pre-CGI days, so everything is still done with miniatures and a man in a rubber suit. It's all somehow visually improved over what came before. It had been nearly 10 years since a previous film in the series, and a lot longer since any of it was taken seriously. Although this one did have some slow points, It was overall a very good reboot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Looking forward to the next one,
Yeah.
which I don't
All
remember
in
which
all.
one that one is.
Well, there can't be a next one after this ending of this one. I mean,
Well, he didn't die.
He'll never be back after this one.
That's the thing about Godzilla. In most of the movies, he just walks back into the ocean. He'll be back.
Well, yeah, but he didn't just walk into the ocean in this one. You're saying there's going to be another Godzilla movie after this?
I think there will be.
Huh.
I think there's like 20 more yet.
Okay.
There's almost as many Godzillas as there are Amityvilles.
There's no really killing Godzilla. Yeah.
And that's our show. Oh,
No, we got
wait.
shorts.
We got shorts. You want to have a sleepover?
Let's have some waffles.
They have Waffle. Yes.
Yeah.
2020 short film Waffle. Directed by Carlin Hudson. Written by Carrie Baker and Katie Marovich. Stars Carrie Barker, Raphael Chastang, and Katie Marovich. It's 10 whole long minutes long, and you can watch this on YouTube and link in the show notes.
And if you can spare 10 minutes, this one's worth the watch.
It's weird. What happens?
It's a fun sleepover at Katie's house. Well, she's very wealthy due to her grandfather inventing a waffle maker.
She likes waffles.
And they like waffles, yeah. Her friend Katie tells a funny story about something they did, but Katie contradicts everything she says.
That's not the way that story went.
Yeah. It's a very awkward evening. And
Whoa. Your time is up. We
Then-
need to move on now.
what? Then their time is up?
Their time is up. This isn't what it looks like. Well, Katie may be just a bit obsessive, and she really wants a sleepover, damn it.
She really, really does.
That's not so bad, but then Carrie isn't the friend she appears to be in the beginning either. Which is more important, money or friendship? With enough money, you can have both. It's weird. Well made, but weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
What's next?
Midnight Clear.
It's a Christmas movie, 2023.
Yay, festive and happy.
Directed by Joe Russo, written by John Jasinski and Joe Russo, stars Jessica Morris, Kurt Kubitschek, Cage Coulter, and Huey Lawrence. 7.5 minutes, and it is also on YouTube.
It's Christmas.
Yay.
And everything is nicely decorated. Dad admires the beautiful tree, and with a big smile, he asks his crying wife what she thinks.
She's not happy.
Yeah, well, 2 kids come in asking if it's morning, but he says no, it's still Christmas Eve, but they're going to open their gifts early this year. Mom, on the other hand, doesn't seem so enthusiastic.
He looks very, controlling and abusive.
We're
and
not sure what's
angry
going
and
on. Is this an abusive thing going on?
Certainly
or-
looks that way.
But there's more to it than that.
Mom and Dad seem to know what's going on here, but we don't. He seems mean, but no, not really.
But then once you
Or maybe-
once you watch it along, no, he's not really being mean. No.
Or maybe he's a serial killer. We just don't know what's going on until it all becomes
Midnight clear at the
in
end.
Yes.
Yep, there is an answer. Yeah.
And our last one, we got 3 of them this week, is 2023's Septic Hexen.
Who knew that sewer witches were a thing?
Well, we do now.
We do now. Yeah.
Written and directed by Anders Elsrud Holtgren, stars Roskva Yasmin I'll say Anderson. Brita Grove, Susan Boogie Kambestad. This is not an American movie.
It's not an American movie.
It's about 14 minutes long, and it is also on YouTube. What happens?
Well, in the sewers of Bergen, a microbiologist searches for the cause of contamination in the city's drinking water. It's some kind of unidentifiable disease, and our man is down there taking samples, and he finds more than just simple contamination.
It's not a disease.
It's not a disease causing it.
Down here, you no longer belong to the human world. It's all very dark, moody, and creepy.
It's weird and dreamlike.
Yeah, the locations and weird cinematography really sell this one. It's not really much of a story here. The guy goes down in the sewer and he finds something creepy. That's the story.
And it's mostly the visuals.
It's about the visuals, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knew that sewer witches were even a thing?
I didn't, but I'll watch out for them from now on.
Next time you're down in the sewer, watch out for the witches.
Be careful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Septic Hexen.
Oh, no, we've told them about everything.
Oh, we'll have to watch
We're
more.
done. Okay. We
We'll
can
have to watch
more.
more for next week.
Okay.
I believe we've got some good stuff next week.
I think so.
We're going to watch another one of those dead movies from George Romero.
The last Dead movie.
No, I think we got 2 yet.
Oh, okay.
We haven't done that.
Okay.
And Oh, we got a couple of new ones. We got Scurry coming out. And also one that's is or isn't been out for a little while yet called Brute, 1976.
Okay. Yeah.
And a really weird one. Well, we'll save that one.
Okay.
It's got spiders, though.
Spiders.
Sort of. But that's it for this week. Let's stop in over at horrormonthly.com, horrorguys.com, or sign up for our weekly email list at horrorweekly.com. Get all our full-length spoiler reviews in your email box every Sunday afternoon. It's free, it's cool, and it's a lot of reading.
What a deal.
And that's it for this week. I'm Brian.
And I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.